Hey everyone, did you know the Boeing 747, the Queen of the Skies, has a hump for a very unusual reason? Today in our second episode, we're going to uncover the fascinating story behind that iconic design. Hello friends, hope you're doing great. Let us now proceed uncovering the reasons of the Boeing hump to our second episode. And here's the kicker. This wasn't some small tweak or minor design flourish. The hump fundamentally changed the way airplanes could be designed for dual purposes. Boeing essentially said, we are going to build a plane that can carry hundreds of passengers in comfort, but can also switch to freight hauling at a moment's notice. And to make that possible, the cockpit had to be raised. That hump wasn't just a stylistic choice, it was a necessity, a key part of the airplane's DNA, and a feature that allowed the 747 to become the first ever wide-body aircraft capable of carrying full-sized cargo through the nose. Think about it, other airplanes of the era had cramped cockpits, narrow fuselages, and awkward cargo loading. They couldn't hope to match this kind of versatility. Boeing, thanks to that little military experiment, now had a template for combining passenger luxury with cargo practicality, a genius marriage of engineering foresight and business acumen. The hump became a visual signature, a literal mark of genius in the sky, but it also had a very real, very practical purpose. Even today, decades later, the hump still exists because the functionality is timeless. Freighter versions of the 747 flown by UPS, Atlas Air, and Cargolux rely on that raised cockpit to efficiently load enormous amounts of cargo. So when you see a 747 taking off with that distinctive silhouette, remember, it's not just a pretty face, it's a flying solution to one of aviation's trickiest design problems. A hump born from necessity, tested in the military, perfected by Boeing, and immortalized in one of the most iconic airplanes ever built. And here's the kicker. Pan Am said, "We'll buy 25 planes, but only if they can switch to cargo mode easily." So Boeing made sure the hump existed to satisfy the supersonic future-proofing business plan. Essentially, that hump is one trippy's insurance policy against the apocalypse of passenger airliners. Smart move, Juan, smart move. Now, with the cockpit on top, engineers realized they had extra space between the pilots and the main cabin. Instead of leaving it empty, Pan Am suggested turning it into a first-class lounge. Imagine sipping a martini at 35,000 feet while looking down at the engines humming below. Early 747 passengers had one of the world's first flying cocktail lounges right behind the cockpit, but reality hit in 1973 with the oil crisis. Fuel prices skyrocketed, and airlines realized, maybe we shouldn't waste space on couches and bars. Let's put in paying passengers instead. And just like that, the airborne social club was replaced by extra seats. Cha-ching. And the hump didn't stop evolving there. Boeing kept stretching it, literally. The 747-100 had a modest hump. The 747-300 stretched it further back to add dozens more seats on the upper deck. By the time the 747-400 rolled out in 1989, the hump had transformed into a fully functional second deck, complete with luxury seating in premium cabins. The moral here? Sometimes a quirky design choice becomes an iconic feature over time. The hump started as a cargo necessity and ended up as a symbol of luxury and engineering prowess. Even today, the hump proves its worth. Cargo airlines love it. The raised cockpit allows the nose to open wide, making loading pallets of cargo quick and efficient. UPS, Atlas Air, Cargolux, They all keep flying 747 freighters because the Hump makes their jobs easier. So what started as a clever hack is still earning its keep decades later. Let's recap all the reasons behind the Hump. 1. Cargo-first design. The cockpit is raised so the nose can open like a giant fridge door. 2. Pan Am's influence. One trip demanded freight convertible jets as insurance against the supersonic future. 3. Aerodynamic shaping. Engineers smoothed the Hump into a teardrop shape to reduce drag. 4. Passenger lounges. Early 747s had cocktail bars in the Hump. Oil crisis. No more bars. 5. Hump evolution. From 747-100 to 747-400, the Hump grew, adding upper deck seating and luxury cabins. 6. Freighter legacy. Today, the Hump remains practical for cargo, keeping the 747 in the air and in business. So, next time you see a Boeing 747 cruising majestically across the sky, take a moment to really appreciate that Hump. That little curve at the front isn't just a quirky design choice or something engineers threw on to make the plane look futuristic or cool. No, it's far more than that. That Hump is a masterclass in problem solving, a testament to the brilliant minds who thought decades ahead, and surprisingly, even a tiny nod to human indulgence. Think about it. One moment, you have a plane that needs to carry hundreds of passengers across oceans. The next, the same plane has to be ready to haul massive freight when the market demands it. The challenge? How do you fit a gigantic nose cargo door and still give the pilots a proper place to sit and see the runway? Boeing's solution was as simple as it was genius. Raise the cockpit. And just like that, the Hump was born. But the story doesn't stop there. This Hump carried more than just pilots and cargo. It carried history. It carried the vision of Pan Am and its legendary boss, one Tripper, who imagined a world where supersonic jets might make conventional passenger flights obsolete. His foresight meant that the 747 had to be adaptable, prepared for a future that no one could fully predict. The Hump wasn't just a structural necessity, it was a symbol of forward thinking, a tangible manifestation of planning for possibilities decades down the line. And yes, if you look closely at early versions of the 747, that Hump even contained a little slice of luxury. The extra space created by the raised cockpit gave airlines the chance to install lounges and bars on the upper deck. Imagine that, sipping a cocktail 35,000 feet above the ground, watching the engines hum below you while the clouds drift past. The Hump was born from engineering necessity, but it also became a space where humans could enjoy a little comfort and style at 500 miles per hour. So next time you're boarding a 747 or glancing up at one soaring overhead, remember that this is not just another airplane. That Hump represents innovation, foresight, and a touch of luxury. It's a clever solution that balances engineering challenges with practical airline needs, all while giving passengers a bit of awe-inspiring design to marvel at. And who knows, maybe as you settle into your seat on the upper deck or glance at that distinctive curve from the window, you'll think, wow, I'm flying on a Hump that's literally a product of smart engineering, business foresight, and yes, even a martini lounge. It's cargo, history, and style, all rolled into one iconic shape, floating thousands of feet above the earth, carrying stories, dreams, and yes, maybe even the memory of a cocktail or two from a golden era of aviation. So the next time you see that Hump, don't just see a curve in a plane's fuselage, see a legacy, solution, and a story of human creativity and vision that's literally shaped the sky. Because the 747's Hump isn't just a design, it's a legend, and it's still teaching us lessons about smart thinking, adaptability, and a little bit of flair. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you learned something new today about the Queen of the Skies, give this video a thumbs up, subscribe for more amazing aviation stories, and check out our other videos because the sky is full of surprises and we're just getting started. I would also love to hear your feedback. If you found something useful or interesting in this video, love the video, or have any ideas on how we could improve, please feel free to like, share, and comment your thoughts in the comments section below. I personally read every comment and I will reply to yours. And don't forget to watch the next video right here in the top right corner of your screen. It is packed with a lot of exciting information that you want to miss. Thanks for flying with us, and we'll see you on the next adventure.